You walk out there, ladies champion, the honor is yours. You've had it before. What does it feel like? Are there butterflies to flush out of the system before you hit a ball?
There's always butterflies in the system for me every time I step out on the court, whether it's the first round or the last round. You know, sometimes the butterflies are a lot and sometimes they're little. Today they weren't that much, but they were still there.
You put so much emphasis, Serena, this year on winning the French.
Yeah.
And you do it. And now quickly you have to reset.
Yeah.
How do you get motivated so fast now to try to win another major?
Well, it's definitely interesting because I was so just ready and so focused on the French Open and just getting that one under my belt. And so now 2 weeks later I'm here at Wimbledon already competing, but that's a part of tennis, is you have to be able to turn it around overnight, really.
And playing your first grass match since the Olympics last
Yeah.
year, what for you is the most difficult transition coming now from the clay to the grass?
Well, I had a difficult time today. I felt like I wasn't really feeling the way I usually do on grass, but you know, I just felt a little slow. I just felt a little slow. I felt a little like my footwork wasn't as much as I wanted to be. I needed to be lower. I was getting spoiled on the clay, which is why I love the clay, because you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. You can just kind of slide your way through it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to make those adjustments tomorrow in practice and then be ready for my next match.
You know, you've had a really difficult week, if you will, with some comments made in the magazine, you know, this story over and over again. But one other thing that people aren't talking about, and I would like you to talk about, is that you said you reached out to the family in Steubenville, right? And in your diary, you talked about helping to establish a foundation or raise money for her. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, no, we just I reached out to the family, and we're becoming good friends, and we talk, and I just decided to, well, we decided kind of almost simultaneously. We said basically the same thing at the same time, like, well, let's do something to raise awareness of this, and so it worked out good.
Some of the other comments have interested people in the tennis world. How important to you is it, Serena, to have cordial relations with the top players, whether it's Maria Sharapova or anybody else? Of little importance as you pursue titles, or is it important?
Well, yeah, for me, I get along with everyone in the locker room. I don't have a problem with anyone. And
Not even Maria?
I even go to extent where if there is a problem, I personally talk to the person to make sure that there is none. So that's just the kind of person that I am.
And during the last couple of years playing Fed Cup in the Olympics, you've been around now the young Americans.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
you practice with them when you're at tournaments like Jamie Hampton and Varvara. Talk about the Americans coming up now. Madison Keys had a win today. The difference in a year.
It's an incredible year. I mean, last year or 2 years ago, you know, sitting down and answering the question, how do you feel with American tennis? And it's like, well, I'm still here, I'm still doing good, but right now it's like we have Madison Keys, we have so many great American players that are really doing well. In the French Open, we had the most players out of any country that was in the main draw.
Besides being so dominant and setting an example of how to be a champion well into your 30s, well, slightly into your 30s, what do you see as your role with these younger players? Well, slightly into your 30s, but on top of the world, what do you see as your role with these players like Madison Keys or Sloane Stephens or Jamie Hampton, besides just showing them how to win?
Yeah, it's my role is just to be there and be supportive. And I realize by playing Fed Cup and playing the Olympics, like, I'm really pro, you know, USA doing well for the sport of tennis and growing the sport in America, because I think it's such a great sport. It's given me so many great, wonderful opportunities, and why not give it so many other young ladies the same opportunities that it's given me?
But you're number one, and you want to stay number one. So where's the line between helping and still being the player that needs to be on top?
There's room for everyone. I've learned that, you know, just growing, I've learned there's room for everyone to be successful, and there's room for everyone to be happy, and that's all.
There's only room for one Grand Slam here, though.
There is. There's only room for one person to win it, but and you obviously have to be ready to do that, and you know, hopefully I'm ready to do it again.
And is it true that another great champion, another great American, your sister Venus, told you it's okay, you can pass me?
Yeah, she told me it's time. She told me it's time for me to pass her, and so, with that being said, I hope I can do it. You know.
In Wimbledon, Tyler's trying to pass her with number 6. Or trying to catch Martina and Chrissy in their Grand Slam totals. You can get into debates about resumes in different eras, but both Chrissy and John McEnroe sat here a few hours ago and said Serena Williams is the best women's tennis player ever. Your reaction?
I don't know. I never react well to that. I just feel
Why
like
not?
I don't feel like I just feel like I'm Serena when I look at people like and I think everything is different per generation. Obviously, we have better equipment, we have different things. But I look at someone like Martina Navratilova. I mean, she's won 9 Wimbledons. Or you look at Steffi Graf. I mean, I played her, and I just feel like I was in awe when I was playing her. She's such an amazing champion, and she's just wow. So for me, I'm just still just a simple girl that grew up in Compton and is trying to do the best that I can.
You don't see yourself in that group, though?
No, not yet. I just see myself as just.
What would it take to get in that group?
Maybe if I were to catch up at least with Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova, then. But right now, I'm just doing the best that I can.
And since last year, Serena, when you won here, you've been so dominant. Everybody's asking, what's been the big change? Why are you playing perhaps the best tennis in your career?
Yeah, well, I've been more focused. I think I've been working up with Patrick Mouratoglou as a new coach. I still work with my father, but you know, I've taken on some different perspectives, and I think that's helped. I love, and you know, Mary, I love getting different views. I love to listen. I love to see what other people have to say and critique. I just really take it as a compliment almost, and I try to act on it. I try to see, okay, then maybe I can do it better.
You, in an interview with Cliff Drysdale back in Charleston, you talked about the switch in the strings, and you mentioned rackets and things like that earlier with your mention about Steffi and Martina.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit how you feel differently as you swing with your new strings that you're using?
Yeah, I changed strings too, and you know, it's been a great experience. I feel like I've been so consistent. I have a lot of control, and that's what it's all about. When you get with a great manufacturer such as a Wilson, you're able to always stay up, and you're always able to stay, you know, on top of technology, and you know, keep current with the latest technologies.
Did you change strings at the same point in which you started this incredible streak? I mean, were they concurrent?
I wonder.
That could add a little help. It's just a little help.
You can't let him get away with that.
No, Serena's a student of the game. She really loves analyzing now. I mean, I think, to me, that's one of the biggest differences.
Yes.
You actually go into matches with strategy.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. I go into matches knowing the weakness. I go into matches not blind. And, yeah, I was able to win some of those matches going in blind, but how much easier it is nowadays if you know your opponent and you know what to expect and you know what to do.
Most great servers don't like to overanalyze or talk about it. You get superstitious if you jinx things like that. But what does it take for you to have a bad serving day these days? You seem to be in such an amazing rhythm, and so much of the match is in your control when you're serving well. I
think it's important on grass, especially. I just feel good serving because it's grass, and you know, all you have to do, even your opponents seem to serve better because it's faster and everything's moving faster. So, and the game is quicker on grass. They're not at like 5-6 hour matches like you have on clay. They're more, they're a lot shorter.
All right, so Serena is sailing through, trying to pass Sister Venus with her 6th title and maybe catch up to Chrissy and Martina, and maybe then the conversation will change to the greatest of all time. Serena, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.